Welcome to Business Owner Speak Out. I'm Lydia Navo, your host, and I am here with Josh Patten, the president of Westpark Communications. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. So Josh is one of our clients, just to say, and I've known him for a while, and you just recently kind of got promoted to president, right?
That's correct.
Right. And so he's here to tell us all about Westpark Communications and how they can help businesses in the Houston area and all around the world, really. Right. So Josh, tell us what you do.
As a business, we service any business that needs call center outsourcing and business process outsourcing services. Our primary verticals, though, are healthcare, retail, electricity, manufacturing, any e-commerce company, and property management.
Awesome. And so outsource call center, so not telemarketing.
No.
To clarify, because I get those mixed up. Yeah. So tell us exactly, give us a situation of what I would do if I hired you.
Sure. I'll give you a couple. All right. So say you're working with ActionCOACH and you start really bringing in the leads. Now your staff can't handle all of these incoming leads. What do? You contact somebody like Westpark to handle your inbound marketing, information gathering and appointment setting for you. Gotcha. That way you don't have to do it yourself. You can have us do it, and whatever influx of leads you've got coming in, we can handle all of those for you.
Awesome. So you take the call, schedule the next call, the appointment, whatever it is that's required by the company.
So that's one of the things that we do. We can also allow you to fully outsource your customer service department. We have one of the largest grill manufacturers in the United States uses us as an overflow for their existing customer service department. So not only can we outsource it fully, we can help you partially outsource it for dealing with things like situations where you have a sudden influx of new calls coming in and your existing staff can't handle it all. We would be the overflow for you.
Awesome.
So there are a number of different situations where we can help business owners to really, stretch themselves out and grow.
Yeah. And I mean, in today's day and age, if you're not answering the phone the first time, you've probably lost that business. They're going to the next person on Google and down the list until they find the person that's going to answer.
Competition is fierce.
Yeah. And you guys are 24/7. So a lot of industries that, you need that 24/7 monitoring of phones, they got you covered. Mm-hmm. And you're a new company, right? Brand new.
Oh, no. We're 56 years old as of March. We started in 1968. The original founder, Miss Edna Wisniewski, founded it with her sister Joyce. And it was actually quite a different time. A lot of people don't realize that before 1974, women could not open their own business or set up a checking account without their husband's approval. And I think it was called the Equal Credit Opportunity Act of 1974, that changed that to allow them to do that on their own. And even with that, I've got an anecdotal story. The town I grew up in, the small East Texas town, one of the banks in town would not let the wives of husbands pull money out without their husband's approval, even into the 90s.
Wow.
Because they got complaints about the wives pulling all the money out from their paycheck, which, probably not the case, but that still continued to occur even after this law passed. So it was very under the books.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Because it's not even that long ago.
No,
I mean,
it's not.
It's not that long ago. So
Right.
Crazy.
Back then, in addition, there was basically one phone company back in the 1968. It was Ma Bell. And they only allowed their equipment to connect to the network. Right now you can connect any phone you want to the phone network. Right. Back then, you could only get equipment that they manufactured through Western Electric, or I think there were one or two, manufacturers that they worked with, but Western Electric was the primary one. That's it. You had to use their equipment. And we actually still have one of our original phone switches from 1968 on display in our office.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We'll have to get a picture of that to post. That'd be really cool to see. So 56 years in business. So trusted source. I mean, that's saying a lot. If you're a business owner listening to this, you know how hard business is. So for 56 years to still be going as strong as you guys are going it's amazing. Obviously, that's a testament to what you guys do. So very cool.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, of course. So when did you become appointed president of Westpark?
This was in September of last year.
Okay, awesome.
Or excuse me, 23.
And so I know you've always been an integral part of the company. And what are some of the challenges that you've faced either before that or now that you're president of the company?
So the biggest challenge we face is, you fix one area of the business, or one pillar of the business, if you will, and then another one needs fixing after that, because once you fix one area, it starts to show the deficiencies in another.
Uh-huh.
I'll give you an example. We recently have started really getting our marketing to work for us, and we're getting really good leads in, and a lot of them. Now we move on to actually converting those leads, and so we're having some struggles there, right?
Right.
And so once we get that fixed and we start getting our conversion rates up and getting those leads, sold, the next struggle is going to be delivering on those, on those sales. So you just got to understand that. That struggle is just a constant cycle that you have to just get used to, because it's going to happen. It's always going to be something that you need to address whenever you improve areas of your business. And that relates to all 5 pillars, business, marketing, sales, operations, finance, and team.
Yeah.
And so understanding that really helps me to plan for growth rather than reacting to chaos involved when you start doing those
things. Yeah. I mean, because if you know you're working on your marketing, sales is next. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to work on that. So you can start to already put into place, all right, we're getting marketing going. Let's start making sure that the sales portion can handle the marketing portion, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, you can definitely predict it, but that's a great point when you fix one, everything else is going to change, and it's always adapting and changing. So you've got to be okay with adapting and changing and editing your systems to make sure that they scale correctly.
Exactly.
Yeah. What worked when you had 10 customers is not the same when you have 1,000 customers.
Exactly.
Awesome. And so biggest advice to other business owners, what would that be?
You have got to understand what your metrics and KPIs are, and what the numbers mean, right? Mm-hmm. You have got to learn how to calculate them, or hire somebody to do it for you, because without that, you're not going to know what your business is doing. And without knowing what your business is doing, you can't make smart choices. Mm-hmm. As an aside to this, investing in technology that allows you to automatically track all of those things, and with easy reporting, you've got to have it in today. You can't rely on tracking on paper or 20 different Excel sheets to help you scale and grow your business. You really need a proper system with all of your data centralized to really be able to dive in, correlate data with each other, understand how each different area of your business affects the other.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's a good point, as you got to be up with the times. You got to have the technology systems, et cetera. But more importantly, you mentioned is that you actually have to review the numbers. Exactly. A lot of people are like, I can tell you how many leads I have, but is that better or worse than last month? Is it on goal or off goal? So not just having access to those numbers and having them documented, but what are you doing with them?
Right. Exactly.
How are you using them in your business to continue to strategize?
Another, I guess you would say, an important part of that is put it on your calendar. Mm-hmm. Every week. Make sure you go in and review all of those numbers, whatever's sticking out at you, get your hammer and nails out and start hammering it back in.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. And so 56 years, I know you haven't been in the business in 56 years, but you've been with the company for a long time. How do you stay motivated to keep going, to keep doing all this?
Yeah, it can be difficult. Sometimes you whenever things aren't quite going like they should, you're like, well, how do I do this every day? But focusing on your goals, remembering how whenever you really sit down and you become at a senior level or an executive level, you've got to have goals, and you have to remember what you're working toward. Mm-hmm. Part of that is putting together what ActionCOACH likes to call I am statements, things that you aspire to be or to get to at some point in your life, right? And they can be pie in the sky, but they at the same time need to be attainable, right? Yeah. it's really hard to stay motivated when you don't have a finish line or a goal to work towards. So just remembering that, keeping a goal and making sure that you review those goals to make sure they still align with where you're going in life. Sometimes things change.
Yeah.
So, but the core focus should be, whenever to keep yourself motivated, focus on your goals.
Yep. And I'm also going to add to that. So I think, yes, having goals is crucial. So you know where you're going and you kind of have that vision of how successful or how happy or what you can provide for people. That's crucial. But also, business owners don't take enough time to review what they've already done well. Right? They forget. They go, man, this goal's out there. I'm still not there. And they get down on themselves instead of going, hey, look at all of this stuff that I have done right. And so the celebrating the wins, I think, is another great way to be able to stay motivated and say, look how far I have come towards my goal. So recognizing both sides of that is super important. Any events, promotions, anything coming up that you want to share with our listeners?
Sure thing. Here on March 20th, here in Houston, ActionCOACH is going to be hosting Entrepreneur Training Day. We're going to have a booth, a sponsorship booth at that event. And everyone that's there is going to receive an exclusive offer only available to attendees. Be sure to mention that you heard about us on the show.
Yeah. And if you want information for Membership Day, just DM us or message us, email us. And I know what the offer is. And you want to be there. If you need call center services, you call answering. Is it call center? Is that the same thing? It
depends. Okay. Call center and call answering services. Call answering services tend to be simple.
Okay.
Basically taking a message and relaying it, or determining who to page in certain situations. Call center services are more involved.
Okay.
Those customer service outsourcing, that marketing intake, those types of things are call center services.
Yeah, but if you're interested, if you're like, man, I might want to use them, that sounds like it could really benefit me, so I'm not glued to my phone all the time and can actually be working on the business, be there, because it's a really good offer. So, awesome. So I learned something new about you today.
Mm-hmm. I am an aspiring DJ. I'm currently putting together a really cool set for a Halloween party. That's a private Halloween party that I'm throwing. And I'm working on getting much better at actually doing the scratching and things like that. It's a really fun hobby.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take a whole lot to get into. You basically just need a computer and a DJ controller. And then, the software is actually free for it, so you can just go download and put it on your computer, set it up, and you're off to the races.
Yeah, you showed me the garage setup, and I'm like, man, I want to be there. That looks like so much fun. Nice little rave going on. Mm-hmm. But maybe when you're so successful and the business is running without you, you can just go DJ around the world.
Yeah.
Take more classes, learn more things. That's really cool that you have that hobby outside of business. Also, business is a tool to have fun, so you should be allowed to have fun, have hobbies, be able to travel and do those things. So now the business, like we said, 56 years, crazy. There must be some accomplishments or things that you guys are proud of along the way. That
Absolutely.
You guys have.
One of the things that we've always prided ourselves on is being a great employer, right? You cannot do this without the trust of your employees and happy employees. And we have twice won the Houston Chronicle Top 150 Places to Work Award.
Oh, nice.
Both in 2018 and in 2022. We're going out for a third time this year in 2024. So make sure, keep an eye out for us.
That's awesome. Very cool. And how can people connect with you? They hear you, they say, hey, I want to either use your services or I'm interested in learning more. What's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Sure thing. So you can visit our website at westparkcom.net. Make sure don't put a dot in front of the com. It's westparkcom, all one word, .net. You can also find me on LinkedIn. Just search for Josh Patten. That's E-N, not O-N. Patten, P-A-T-T-E-N, and Westpark Communications, and you'll find me.
Fantastic. Awesome. And is there anything else you want to share with our listeners?
I can't think of anything right now, but it's been great being on the show.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
I have one last question that I like to ask everybody, because obviously it's a plug for us. Come on. What do you think about coaching?
It is eye-opening, the things I just don't know that either Doug or Lydia, who are the two coaches here in Houston, point out to me, right? A prime example yesterday was whenever you are working on selling a lead, make sure you have every single decision maker in the process in the proposal meeting or the project plan meeting. That is a fantastic way to help you make sure that you're converting effectively. Because if you don't have all the decision makers in front of you while you're presenting the project plan, not everybody's on the same page. And so it just delays it, or just outright, they just drop off and disappear on you, right?
Yeah.
So just insights like that, sometimes you just don't know that until somebody points it out to you.
Yeah.
Right?
You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no shame in that, right? Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And this has been another episode of Business Owners Speak Out. Connect with Josh, learn more about Westpark and how they can help you. Bye, guys.
Thanks. Bye.